This is a private investigative agency in Kissimmee, Florida. The closest major city would be Orlando. They've been in business for approximately 3 decades, and they do insurance claims and business risk investigations. They do surveillance and statement taking. As you can see on here, they have the CaseFacts login. So if you click on CaseFacts, it'll bring you to the login screen here, and by putting in the correct username and password, you will access the CaseFacts system, which is in the back end running, and that will take you right into their system. This is the claims for the interior of the claims resource system. When they go to set this up, they will go to admin, and they will put in the companies, the law firms that they work for, as well as the individual attorneys in that law firm. They'll also upload a library, perhaps report formats, statement outline, and then staff, your staff HR, where you list your administrators and your investigators. This is an employee list which prints out everybody in the company. Edit the site information. This is where you put in your business EIN numbers, your fax number, your email address. You can set the color of your background. You can change the color here to any color scheme that you like. If you like pink, you can change it to pink, and this will change the background to pink. You can also upload your logo, and you can choose a simplified assignment sheet or a longer assignment sheet that has more information in it, like that's more relative or related to insurance companies, where they ask for the data loss, the insured. We have a shortened or simplified assignment sheet that you can choose. You can also choose the country, your country of service. Depending on where you're working, the way the address fields appear in the assignment sheet will be different. Going back to the top, you'll also choose your billable items. All of your billable items are editable. You can put in whatever type of items that you bill out, which is very helpful, and whether they're flat rate or hourly. System tools, you also can export the entire database. If you choose to leave CaseFacts and move to another system, you have an export feature. Email settings. This system runs off your email. You would set it up as if it is another device that you have on email. Cases, you would start a new case by choosing here. Putting in the first name and last name and searching to see if you've ever worked that case before, or you could go directly to the open case form and you can pick your client from your drop down box of clients. Now these items here are all items that you could put in back at the location where I stated that you could put your edible billable items in. These things will appear. Whatever you put in, these items will appear. You can indicate whether this case involves a licensed investigator, when he's supposed to start or she's supposed to start, the assignment, file numbers. If the client sent you documents, you would want to add them here. You would click Add Files. You would click here to choose the file. Now these would be something that the attorney or insurance company or client sent you. An authorization form, a release, a police report. You'd put that there. These are things that came from the client, so of course they're going to be visible to the client. You would then put in your case subject information here, any internal comments that you want to make to the investigator, like don't mess this up, this is a new client. You can also put in the tax rate if you charge tax for your services. You could put a budget. You could select an investigator from the investigator drop-down. These would be investigators that you have entered into the system. Each investigator that you put in, you'll be able to put notes to that person. If you put in 2 investigators, there'll be 2 investigator note areas. The note areas will only be viewable to the investigator who's directly above them. So one investigator will not know what the other investigator is doing unless, of course, you want them to. You'll put a due date and mark whether or not it's a rush and click Save. Any and all cases that you have will go into your master list. You also have a case tracking system which allows you to track the dates that the cases are due. In the upload field, this is where we upload our files. We'll choose the file, we'll name it, and then we'll put it in a category. It's either a document like a report, maybe an image, a photo image, video. If you do invoicing outside of this system, like in QuickBooks, you would be able to print out the invoice, PDF it, and upload it so that it is part of this file. Again, the library references, these would be items that you want to have in the system for the investigators to use. You upload your logo here. That way the logo appears on every page. It also appears on the invoicing system, which this system does do. If it's a statement, you take a written or recorded statement, you could upload it here. The article image is for marketing, a system that that's currently in the process. We also do, like I said, invoicing. You can run reports, a week-ending report, how much work you build out that week. You can print a client list. You can print a rate sheet for all your clients, and you can also run a company results report. As you enter information into the system, you have the opportunity to enter what were the results of that investigation. Those results stay with the case as well as the client so that you can run a results report and show your client how favorable of results you've been getting on their cases. This tells you your client's percentage year to date. You might have one client that's sending you 90% of your work. The All-Star report would be investigations that were just spectacular. The investigator went above and beyond the call of duty, and you want to remember that case, so you click on this and you add that case to the All-Star report so that you can run an All-Star report by client. Then we have payroll reports and tax reports. These are your accounts receivable. In the accounts receivable, you can look at your amounts, your aging receivables. You can send late letters from this system. You can send a late letter to a client that's 1 to 30 days, 31 to 60 days, 61 or 90. You can also choose the type of letter you want to send, a formal, a friendly, or a harsh letter to your client. And it will automatically send the invoice and letter to your client. The evidence. We list our evidence that comes in. Anytime video or a statement comes in, we make sure that we have a hard copy of that video and a hard copy of that statement. They may be on a DVD. We mark them as evidence and we put them into an evidence locker so that if for any reason the electronic media went down, we would also have a backup hard copy of that evidence. I hope you enjoy learning a little bit about the CaseFacts system. I'm hoping that you will inquire more about our system as we continue to improve it and make it what's considered the most comprehensive private investigative agency management program available today. Thank you.